Welcome back to the Plays with Cars YouTube channel. My name is Michael. Right now it's a Monday, and those are some miniatures, which means it's time for another Miniatures Monday. And it's a really, really good one. In fact, this might be my best single diecast score of all time to all come in at once. And I like that's a high bar, very, very high bar. Now, obviously, lately we've been doing a lot of slot car stuff because that's what the kids have been into, and I was able to get a couple of more slot cars for the collection and stuff. But yeah, this is regular old diecast, and it's not AMC's. Let's take a look. In fact, we are playing with all Hot Wheels today because we got us some car cultures. The 911 Carrera RS 2.7, the Mazda 787B in the testing livery, the double pack car culture with the Audi S4 and R8, and look at that, one of the new Hot Wheels F1s, the Williams Racing. And that, as great of a score as those are, isn't even all. We finally got the Dirtmeister. Let's get into it. All right, I'm going to start with the Dirtmeister. And for those of you that haven't seen the channel before, don't really follow, that's why it's so important to me. That is our Porsche 944 S2 that we've owned for quite a few years now, driven cross country from Florida to Washington State. And so we like to collect 944 stuff, as you see on the wall behind me and in the display case. And well, this is the Hot Wheels exclusive 75th anniversary Dirtmeister. They have this competition. I don't really know what to call it, but basically for the last few years, Hot Wheels has been doing this thing where they are looking for really rad real cars, and then they make Hot Wheels cars of them. There was like the crazy supercharged Metropolitan, I don't even know what it is, like Pro Street car. There's been this 944. And yeah, there's been a couple of other like hot rods and things like that. But anyways, they've been making Hot Wheels based on these real cars, which is really, really rad. All the way down to this is even the paint scheme that this actual car is, which is just so, so, so cool. And one of the reasons why that's so cool is we actually try to collect diecasts of every real car that we've owned, including right there is the red 944 to go with the red 944 we have here. Have a Bronco to match our Bronco project that we did here on the channel. We even painted that on the channel to match the real car. And you can see we've got some other projects here to paint to match some of our older cars, including our SVT Cobra and the Boxster S. But yeah, anytime you can get a die cast of your actual car, it's a ton of fun. I've got my Miata here, my FB and FC RX-7s, my first 944, my Javelin, like my SVO, everything basically that I've had, I tried to get. Now, obviously, our 944 is not some off-road shenanigans thing, and we're not going to do that to it, but this is a really, really, really cool interpretation of what a 944 can be, and it's just such a cool die cast, especially with the packaging and everything, that adding it to this collection just absolutely is phenomenal. So I got to do a huge shout out to neighbor Tej and Tanya, because they are the ones that actually got this for us as a gift, and that is really, really ridiculously cool. So it is going up on a place of honor. They're also the ones that got us the car haulers, so really great friends when it comes to the miniatures around here. All right, that'll do nicely for now, which is a great segue into this 2-pack. Now, obviously, we are huge Audi fans here at the Plays with Cars. We've had 6 of them now. So, we collect a lot of Audis. I'm sure you saw in there the e-tron GT and the RS7 and the RS6 and things like that. But this is extra cool because, like I said, with all of those, we collect the cars that we own. You guys that know me in real life know that we have a blue Audi S4 as our play car. And yes, I know this is not the right color blue. It's not even the right generation Audi. This is the B6 or maybe even B5 generation, and ours is a B8. But it's still a Hot Wheels set that says Audi S4 Quattro on it in blue, and that is ridiculously cool. So yeah, you get as close as you can. And I've been super looking forward to this one. In fact, this whole set has been pretty awesome. They've got the 993 GT3 with the Cayman GT4, and then the 2 Datsun pickups. I'd love to find that one. My first car that made it more than a month back when I was a kid was a Datsun hardbody, and yeah, I try to do stupid customizing stuff to it, so that'd be a pretty cool set too. But yeah, this set is super duper rad. I don't know that we'll ever get to an R8 one day, but we have an S4, and it is blue, and yeah, that is just going to be so cool to add to the collection of things that are as close as we can get to our real cars. And that brings us to the cars that are not based on our cars. I've never had a 911, obviously never had a Carrera RS27, but this is a really, really, really cool car to add to the collection and to the wall. I was very happy to pick this one up from this new Hammer Drops series from Car Culture. And we did get 2 cars from this, actually, because we did pick up the 787B as well. Now, again, those of you that know me know that I'm a huge rotary head. I've had 2 RX-7s myself. Love them to death. Totally want to get another one someday. And the 787B is my absolute favorite race car of all time. Obviously, I have the Hot Wheels Car Culture versions that have come before, but I also have this really, really awesome mini Sparky. I'm not sure what it was. I did a whole video on it when I got it, but this thing is absolutely amazing. It's my favorite die-cast car of my favorite real car. And yeah, got an empty spot, so, you know, I just had to get this. Plus, anybody that's ever played Gran Turismo knows that, like, you get the test liveries of the Le Mans cars was like the coolest honking thing. So yeah, getting the test livery 787B is really awesome. Now, Hot Wheels has come out with the 787 in not Car Culture, like in the regular blue carded, dollar line. They're really kind of lame. They the engine cover doesn't come off anymore, which is fine. The lame part is the paint jobs. They tried to do the Renown paint scheme, and it doesn't work. They only got green on like 2 or 3 places, and it looked so bad. I was holding one in the store, and even at $1, I just hung it back up. It just was so awful. So I'll probably only be collecting Car Culture releases of the 787B, or at least ones that are real paint schemes in Car Culture. But yeah, that was super disappointing. Which is extra disappointing because in their blue line, they are fully capable of doing really awesome things. This is the new F1 cars that Hot Wheels has come out in the dollar cards. And yeah, these are really awesome. This is the first one I've seen in real life. And as you can see, they have a lot of the paint scheme on here. Now, is it a perfect, copy of the Williams? No, by no means. You're missing tampos on the back wing. You're missing tampos on the front wing. You don't have anything on the side of the nose. Really not much on the side of the car. You do have kind of the big ones on the side pods and then the little Duracell up on the airbox and a little bit down the nose. But still, that is a fairly decent interpretation of what the Williams paint scheme is, especially at $1. And the casting on this is absolutely amazing. I love the halo in there. I love the DRS setup there on the rear wing. You really get the flare out the sides, the way that it's curved. The whole under tray has lots of aero fencing on it. This is a really, really good casting. And along with the really good castings that they've been making lately for the vintage cars, like the Lotus Type 49 that we got a couple of months ago, I might have to start collecting some open wheel F1 cars. You'll notice there's no open wheel up in here, even though in my slot car collection I've got a ton of them because I do love F1. Yeah, we're up to 2 now in the old Hot Wheels, so we'll see where that collection goes from here. All right, before we end, you guys know that I try not to do a Miniatures Monday unless we actually crack something open. And like I said, the 787B in the test livery, as cool as the artwork isn't cool enough to keep it in the package. So we'll go ahead and rip this one open for you because die-cast cars are meant to be played with, really. If you're not making vroom vroom noises, what's the point? All right, there we go. Okay. So looking at it, we got the tampos there on the front for the headlights. You've got the Mazda down the side with the 787B, Mazda Speed on the nose. Nothing on the rear spoiler. You do still have the taillights on the rear clamshell though. And hey, the clamshell does still come apart where you see your 4-rotor back there and the suspension pieces and whatnot. Very nice, very nicely done. I like the wheels on it. The gold 6-spoke with the chrome barrels is really cool. I like the gold pinstripe that they added to the painted base. That is really nice. They've done that on all the Car Culture ones so far, and I like that they kept it here on the test livery. So let's add it to the case. All right. And there we go. Now we've got test livery, the Athene livery, your regular Mazda Speed livery, and of course the renowned livery that won 1991, but obviously not in Hot Wheels. All right, that's going to do it for this episode of Miniatures Mondays. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and enjoying the diecast car collecting. It's still super duper fun. I still have room in the case. I still want to collect cars. And let me know down in the comments below, do you try to collect versions of the real cars that you own or have owned? Do you think that that's a fun thing to do? Are there any unicorns out there that you haven't been able to get yet? Pop it down in the comments and let's talk about it. That'd be a lot of fun. And until next time, take care.